To the Hockey Hall of Fame for a very special ceremony with emergency goaltender David Ayres.
Into the speaking thing already, where there's a hospital in Buffalo that's reached out to me and come down there and do an event for them. There was one in Houston, Texas, a kidney foundation that's reached out. Also the one in Carolina. I'm going to actually go back there. So I'm kind of hoping to be able to speak a little bit to people that have had kidney transplants and stuff like that, where just to let them know the ins and outs of what I went through from the time I got sick and all the way up until now.
You've been on the go for a full week. You haven't really had a chance to stop. You just got home. What are you most looking forward to doing now that you're home? When do you think this is going to sink in? What do you think will take you what's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. It's still, like I said, it's still going, and I kind of haven't had a chance for it to sink in. But I'm looking forward to kind of going. I'm not really an outgoing guy for the most part, so for me to kind of go back to a little bit of a normalcy would be fantastic. But as for right now, this is probably a great place to put out the kind of story that's here and just kind of letting people know that don't ever give up.
You've been going through it that day. Did it cross your mind that it could be this big? Did you think that at all?
No, not at all. I think my instincts kicked in after the nerves, and I finally got my legs back in the third period. I think I just got stop some pucks. Nothing else goes through your mind at that point. It's just stop the pucks and don't embarrass yourself. Really, like I've been on the ice with them a long time, so I know how to save a puck. But you get put in that moment, and everything kind of disappears around you when the puck's coming at you. So one day it'll sink in.
Have you ever signed an autograph before this?
Yeah, I signed many before this because I backed up for the Marlies and stuff like that, so that kind of had some autograph sessions there and stuff, but not at all like this.
Where was your stick? Sorry. Where was your stick last week at this time? In your garage and the back of your truck?
No, what did I do? It might have been with me because I actually played hockey with my buddies on the Friday night. I haven't played with them for 2 months or so, if not more. And I actually had some free time, so I went out and played hockey with them on the Friday night. And then I took my equipment to the game on Saturday for the emergency goalie. And most of the time, my equipment and my sticks are with the Marlies or the Leafs. Anyways, I usually leave them at the rink because I'm there quite often.
So beer league to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I can't say I've played beer league in forever, but it was just kind of shinny that I played, and then next day it's. I don't know. People always ask me that. I have no idea. So.
Is there a bit of irony too that you're here in Toronto, bringing your stick to the Hockey Hall of Fame, given that you beat the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, that's a question I get asked quite often. How do you feel about beating the guys that you practice with all the time? They're great. Toronto Maple Leafs organization from top to bottom in the last 8 years have been amazing to me, from managers to coaches to players to staff. They're all fantastic. So to step on the ice with them was really cool. I only remember a couple of moments where I made a save and I was at the face-off, and I kind of gave one of the Maple Leafs guys a wink and a little smile after I made the save. So that's pretty much the only thing I thought about when I was on the ice with them. But yeah, if it wasn't for them, the organization and the way they've treated me and the way they've got me out onto the ice, there's no way I would have ever been here. Pardon me? So I never was an employee of MLSC. That was kind of the odd story of it all. It was always management companies that kind of paid me, I guess, through all the jobs that we had. So I was never actually an MLSC employee.
What was practice like on Sunday?
There was only 2 guys at practice. I think it was McCabe and Willie. So it was good. As soon as I got there, Willie comes on and he gives me a big hug. And I've known him since we were with the Marlies, and he's such a great guy. He just said to me, "I'm so proud of you. It was awesome to see." And then a couple of the staff came out and they said the exact same thing. They said, "We're so proud of you." Not really. I know if I go on the ice next time with the full team, I'm sure I'll take one off the head, but I'm ready for it.
If the 2 teams were to face in the playoffs, who would you choose?
Put me on the spot now. Well, if it wasn't for the Leafs organization, obviously I wouldn't have got the chance with Carolina, so I'm going to stick with the Leafs on that one.
Can you talk about your experience on Steve's home there?
That was cool. I didn't know I was going on the show until probably 2 o'clock that day, and they kind of rushed us over. They asked me if I wanted to do it. I said, well, sure, let's go see what it's all about. And they rushed us over there, and he kind of threw a little skit at me, and he asked me how I felt about it. And I thought it was cool. It was fun. He's a funny guy and a great guy, and we had a lot of fun with it. It was awesome.
Very composed,
Yeah. You know what he said to me is, here's some goalie gloves. Just play the piano. I know you're not going to be able to play it very good, but don't hurt the piano. That thing is super expensive, so take it easy. So I didn't really know what to do, so I was just tapping on it.
Dave, I think I might know your answer to this, but GM's been talking about doing away with this emergency backup goalie system. What do you say to that?
I understand it just because of this situation, but I also know, and I've talked to a bunch of the other emergency goalies from the other teams, and I know how much they're on the ice with the team. So I don't think people see or kind of understand the behind the scenes, like I said, where these guys that practice with the teams for the NHL, a lot of them are really good goalies, and they're on the ice quite often with a lot of the teams. So I understand where they're going from. It's kind of a different look from the stands, from people who are looking at it. It's kind of, for me, I thought, people think, well, you used to drive a Zamboni, so it's like they pulled me off the Zamboni, threw equipment on me, and threw me out there and said, good luck, right? But that wasn't the case. So, like I said, I understand where they're coming from. But for a guy like me who got that opportunity, I'd love to see somebody else in the league get the same opportunity as I did.
David, I want to ask you about Sarah, who's part of this. A lot of people are not watching the game. Twitter.
Yeah.
She can make a comment as well, but
Yeah.
this has been a journey for both.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and she became a hit on Twitter. Like you said, I'm sure a lot of people were looking at their phones instead of watching the game at that point. But yeah, she did a good job. No. So I don't have Twitter at all. I don't have Instagram at all. The only thing that I do have is Facebook, and I have a page for my goalie academy. So anything that looks like me or whatever on Twitter is not me, or Instagram, it's not me either. So it's all fake accounts.
How many friend requests on that Facebook page?
I don't even think I've gotten through half of the messages on that thing, so maybe it'd take me a week to get through it all. I've sent a thing out today to all my friends on Facebook. Sorry that I didn't get back to your messages, but I'll promise that I can get back to you.
I think I understand.
Yeah, they're pretty good with it.
Anyone surprised you reach out to you? You didn't expect someone to reach out to you. Wow, who's that? Or how did they find out?
Yeah, it's been different. I had Dallas Eakins used to be the Toronto Marlies coach. He was one of the first guys to message me on Sunday morning. Doug Ford called me, which I haven't had a chance to call him back, but he left me a message. And I think one of the highlights, I guess, was other than Stephen Colbert calling me, it was James Corden actually got my number, and he reached out and he wanted to say congratulations. He heard the story. He said it was fantastic, and he just kind of wanted to talk to me. We talked for about 20 minutes over lunch.
At what point did you know you were going to feel like you would actually win that game? Because obviously it's you go 4-1 to start the third, but what did you think? I'm actually probably playing, but I might actually win this.
Yeah, I think it was probably, I don't know, maybe halfway through the third period. I said to them in the change room, I said, just score one more goal, maybe two, and I'll hold the rest of it down. I said, my nerves are gone. I'll be ready to go in the third period. And then so they played fantastic. And I looked up with probably 12 minutes to go, and I thought, this is pretty good. If I can make a few saves here the way they're playing, I think I might be able to win this one. And then when they finally shot that puck from just inside the blue line, and I caught that, and I looked up, and I saw it was under a second, I just thought to myself, we just won this one. I'm holding on to this puck forever, which I don't have the puck anymore.
The outside of call, one of the most embarrassing losses for the team. They've always responded. What do you make of all that the last week with that team?
Yeah, the Leafs are great. They have great players, great coach, great management. And I know them all pretty well. And I don't think that game had really too much to do with me. I had 10 shots. I let the first 2 in, which I can understand why people think that, they should have potted a lot more goals on me. But if you watch how Carolina played, it's probably one of their best periods of the whole year. And even talking to the coach and general manager, they said we played the best. So I basically got lucky. I kind of stood there, and a few of them hit me, and I ended up winning. So I don't think it's the Leafs' fault at all. I think Carolina just played a fantastic game.
So you know response.
Yeah, they've definitely responded. I didn't watch the game last night, but I heard it was a pretty good one, so I'll go watch the highlights. And I know the Leafs players, they all want to win. Everybody in the NHL wants to win. No one's just going to pack it in. So I know they're going to fight right to the end.
You said you don't have that game. Where is
Yeah, Carolina has the game puck. They're going to frame it and put it in a big plaque, put my name and my first NHL win. So that's a pretty cool gesture from them. They've done so much for me since I've been down there. And the Carolina fans are chaotic. It's a totally different animal, that's for sure. But awesome. So much passion down in Carolina for hockey. I haven't seen my niece for so long. She has a hockey game at 5 o'clock today, so I'm going to try and get to that one. And then tomorrow I'm back as the emergency goalie for the Leafs again, so I'll be at the game.
Will you be less nervous this time?
Yeah, that's what I said too. I said if I can go again, I won't look as bad out there. It's so hard to move when you're so nervous and your legs are locked up. So if I get a chance to go again, I'll be really excited.
What was going through your mind from the walk from the locker room down that tunnel? You've been out there for practice before.
Yeah, I've been out there many times, and you feel fine. And you go, there's like so much excitement, and then all of a sudden the crowd sees you, and you're 6 feet from the ice, and your legs lock up, and the nerves go crazy. And I don't know if anybody was there for the outdoor game, the outdoor 3-on-3 at Nathan Phillips Square, but I fell because I was wearing my skate guards. So I said to myself, "Don't fall, don't fall." So I made it.
Can you explain the rule that made you the winning goal, even though Carolina was winning?
Yeah, I think because I played the most minutes. I'm not really sure how it rolls, but because there was the two goalies and I played more minutes than both of them.
Baseball.
Right. I think because they scored and one of the Carolina guys scored while it was in net, so they kind of took the lead or something. I'm not sure. I'm not a rules guy.
Did you know that at the end of the game that you were the winning goal?
No, I had no idea. Someone told me you just won that game, and you actually get the win on your stats, and I'll take that.
That's all time winning percentage.
Yeah. I don't think it was a great save percentage though, but I'll take the win anyways. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
All right, so you're just listening in. That's emergency goaltender David Ayres speaking to the media at the Hockey Hall of Fame. The stick that he used in the game last week on Saturday, the Hurricanes beating the Toronto Maple Leafs, will be on display at the Hockey Hall of Fame. So he was in Carolina this week, just returned to be a part of this special little event. And so you can Stephen Colbert and, of course, Premier Doug Ford.